Hey, how's everyone doing? Hope you guys are enjoying this warm weather we've been having in July. It's been nice. It's been a little on the hot side, being up into the low 40s. Um, I got asked an interesting question here just a few minutes ago, and I thought I would spin up this impromptu live video and walk through a scenario with you guys. So I have a friend of mine or a family member here that's asked me about their renting. They're renting here in Calgary, and they're asking about skunks. They've got a family of skunks living on the property, and obviously that's a challenge because of what skunks can do with spraying. And it's pretty bad already with the smell that they haven't even sprayed yet, that they can't even open up windows in their basement. Their landlord has told them that once the family has nested or had their babies, so I'm not even sure how the landlord knows this, but apparently the skunk is pregnant. Uh, it's expecting to have some babies. Once that has happened, that he or she will have the skunks removed. So I did a little research on this as I wanted to be a bit prepared for this, but I want to see what the community, how you guys would react to this. So I'll show you the research I've done so far and what our obligations are as landlords, and I'll make a suggestion how I would handle this. And quite curious for the feedback from the community, how you guys would take it upon yourself to solve this problem. So without further ado, I've pulled up our trusty RTA. So let me just flip over to that page. And I've zoomed in, so hopefully you guys can see it quite easily. So I'm in part 2, and then section 16, which is a landlord covenant. So our responsibilities as a landlord. Let's get rid of that. And so part B here, that subject to section 23, neither the landlord nor a person having claim to the premise under the landlord will in any significant manner disturb the tenant's possession or peaceful enjoyment of the premise. So I think this is how the RTA is going to apply to this situation. Is we got to provide a safe and peaceful place for the tenant to call home when they're living in our rental property. Now, that's one. It's pretty vague right there. Now, if you do a control F here, and I'm going to search the document, you can see up in the top left, I'm going to type in the word pest. And this is the only word mentioned pest in the entire RTA is right here. And now we're on page 21. This is section, where are we at? We're on section 23, entry of the premise, and then subsection 3. And then, oh, I lost my highlight. There it is, part C. So subject to subsection 4, a landlord is entitled to enter the residential premise rented by the landlord without consent, but after notice to the tenant. We skip down to part C, to take necessary steps to control the pests in the premise to ensure that the premise meets standards that, in that regard to, oh my God, let me try this one again. To take necessary steps to control pests in the premises to ensure that the premises meet standards in that regard that are required under any law in force in Alberta. So this is probably the other area that was required, meaning if they go to AHS or other jurisdictions that we have, or our legislations, that's what I'm looking for, we have to uphold. So the fact that this tenant can't open their window right now because of the skunks on the premise is clearly a violation, I would say, of a health standard right there. So this has to be remedied quite quickly. So I thought that'd be kind of interesting. This also would relate to wasps. If you've got a wasp nest, if you got holes in your screen so people can't keep the windows open without keeping insects and other bugs out, and bed bugs as well. So this kind of, here's the RTA straight as it comes at you guys, and I thought, yeah. Now I guess the other next question, in my situation, trying to help this person out, how do you deal with skunks? My probably first guess is you can set up traps to capture them if you are handy that way. I guess let me get off the screen and come back to you and remove this. You can set up a trap and have the skunk removed if you are skilled in that nature, or maybe the other suggestion is you got to hire someone, a pest control personnel, to come to the property and remove the skunks. Open to your conversation. Add your comments here. Let's have a quick chat on this post. I'm curious on how you guys would handle this. And then I guess what I'm going to advise to this uh, friend or family member that's asking this question is I'm going to tell them to go back to the landlord and say that, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Landlord, you are obligated under the RTA to look after this. I can't open my windows right now because of the smell, and I'm quite worried that with the skunk on the property, me leaving to and from the property, I'm going to get sprayed. This has to be handled immediately, and I look forward to your response. It's probably what I'm going to direct the tenants to do. Yeah, feel free to chime in if you've dealt with this problem before. I'm kind of curious on if people have handled it in the past. Maybe we can provide a thrifty or economical solution to the landlord so they can handle it quickly for the tenants and not cost them a lot either. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you soon.